good. Okay. I should do like no, how's it going? Come on. All right. So I'm Colley Hodges. I'm with the Houston Zoo. I'm an architect, and I'm heading up the sustainability program at the zoo. That's me and a sloth. That's Curly, our three-toed sloth at the Houston Zoo. Always fun to hang out with. I figured out what is like one thing that I could try to convey to y'all about the zoo, and as a topic that I could choose, it's how the Houston Zoo's environment reflects our mission to save wildlife. So I'm going to time this with my Casio. I'm in the nonprofit section, so my watch is probably not as nice as Matt's and others. Okay, you ready? All right, let's do this. Okay, so Houston Zoo is 100 years old. What you're looking at here is the first animal we ever had, a bison named Earl. The fence around Earl kind of slowly grew over the last 100 years, and we ended up with our gate that we see now that has our mission right across the top. See them, save them. So the mission of the Houston Zoo is to save animals in the wild, save wildlife, and everything's about that. Every dollar you spend at the zoo is going towards that. So yeah, 100 years old, started with Earl, kind of landlocked by Herman Park and the Texas Medical Center. That's kind of where we start. And over the last 100 years, this is what the Houston Zoo and most zoos kind of looked like, right? Basically, zoos were places of recreation. Animals were kind of treated as novelties, not always presented in the best conditions, and they're kind of reinforcing this separation between the viewer and the animals. So, does this look like the built environment of an organization that's saving wildlife? It's a conservation organization? Probably not, right? You should be shaking your heads. But this is kind of where we started, architecturally with the missions of the zoo. But now the missions have changed. Again, zoos are now about conservation, saving animals in the wild, and this is much more an example of the type of exhibit you see at a zoo now. This is our Texas Wetlands exhibit, won the top National Exhibit Award in 2021, was rated the top exhibit in the country at that point. It's a functioning wetland. It's biogeographic, where it's trying to replicate an ecosystem instead of taxonomically kind of lumping all the animals together and reinforcing that separation between the viewer and the animals. So you get to kind of get immersed in this ecosystem, and it's a true functioning wetland. It treats stormwater and holds about 60,000 gallons of stormwater, supports habitat for 200 plus species. Here's another one. Our South American Pantanal just won the top National Exhibit Award last year. So it's the reigning top exhibit in the whole country, right here in your Houston Zoo. So again, biogeographic, showing animals that actually exist symbiotically in the wild, all together in one replicated ecosystem of this South American wetland. And again, you can kind of wind through that. Super water efficient exhibit, sustainably harvested wood used throughout. So much more of an example of, again, kind of living out our mission in the built environment through Texas Wetlands, South America's Pantanal, and then finally opening next month, April 7th, our Galapagos Island exhibit. There's a rendering of that here on the right. It'll be one of a kind. So the main thing I wanted to show is like, how do you get from, that on the left to this on the right? You get there because of the little snapshot there at the top. You get there because the missions of zoos changed, the built environment changed, and it much better reflects, our mission. We got time for Q&A. We got like six seconds for Q&A. You want to fire this out? Yep. Okay. Good deal.